Well, hey, how y'all doing out there on this windy day before Thanksgiving? I hate Asian beetles, man. You're going in the fire. I got it down. Woo, ha ha, dance, motherfucker. I got the whistle going now, and actually been doing stuff since just before sunrise, and kind of what I wanted to talk to you about a little bit. I really feel bad about releasing my bad energy or my sad energy or my mad energy out here sometimes. But I'm going to do it. And the reason I do it is I want to show you that it's okay. You know, that you're not the only one that feels the way you feel. You're not the only one that gets upset about this crap. You're not the only one that makes bad decisions or falls down. Gets hurt, does stuff on their own, hard-headed. You're not alone. And I always wanted y'all to know that. And I've never felt alone out here. Well, I got a relationship with I learned to coexist with my planet. So basically, I don't ever feel alone, especially when I got a good pup right here beside me and people to talk to, and that's very important. I got some damn good brothers and sisters out here, and if I ever needed to, I know I could just pick up the phone or even just leave a message. But a lot of times people see what I write, and look, some of it, wow, the last 6 years have been shitty for everybody. I've caught a good bit of that shit, so I understand that too, and that's another reason why I've stayed out here. I want to figure this out. Hey, Joanne, I got the message from somebody. I can't remember who it is right now. It said to give you a call, so I'll give you a call. But anyway, today is the 26th, and it's a Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And 17 years ago, I was woken up. I was on second shift at the time by my rent lady, Miss Scarlett, who's also a family friend, and I taught school with my mom. You know, to tell me that my big sister Lynn had passed away that morning. And nobody's ready to hear that shit. You know, nobody's ready to hear that. And everybody that loses somebody, I'm going to tell you right now, that was the most special one, or that was my best friend. You know, that's why I don't go to funerals, because everybody says that shit. Either that or, well, you know, they owed me $100, you know. But anyway, Lynn my sister Lynn was the big sister. She did keep things going when my mom wasn't around, because my mom was going to school a lot, and then just going some other places too. And hey, Patricia, how you doing? And but she was pretty rough on me when I was younger because of what happened with her. Hey, Nancy. And I just ran off to California there for a while. By the time she was 17, and she came back a few years later. Man, she knew how to grow some weed. And so by the time I turned 17, I just come out of private school, and she just made a bus trip all the way from where was it? Somewhere right there on the edge, on the beach in California, all the way back to Columbus, Georgia, on a Greyhound bus, carrying a tray with a tomato tray with 12 female sinsemilla plants in them, which sinsemilla just means female. And that's about the time they started just growing female plants, realizing that if they don't seed, they got more THC, and it pretty much started from there. And but what she came back with, that was even better than those sweet sinsemilla plants, was an apology. She had a sincere apology. She cried. She said, "Little brother, I just can't believe that the first part of our life was like it was. Can you ever forgive me?" And I was like, "Wow, I forgave you a long time ago. I thought we was all over this." She said, "No, I ain't. it ain't never over with me. I really need to know that you forgive me. And I said, I forgive you, sister. Hey, Darlene, how you doing, honey? And hey, Nancy, if I didn't say hello. Well, that's how old Lynn was. Yeah, it's 48. No, 49, I believe. 49. Let's see. Yeah, 49. And, yeah, that's young. I mean, that sucks. Wow, my daughter was 27. And my mom, she didn't really pass on her own. That was basically from a damn fucking flu shot. And that's on her, but, I guess the reason why I've always been comfortable with my mom passing was that she did a lot of things in the last part of her life to change the way, I guess that, I don't know, she really did a real great job with her grandkids. She always made sure her grandkids were around, and instead of being called grandma, she didn't want to be called grandma, so she went by her middle name, which was Q-My. And so they called her Q-My, and it was all good. But she died, my friend, 3 days. We were friends for 3 days, 57 years at the time, 3 days, because she had to do a dual role. And but the thing with my sister Lynn, she waited out had been waiting on a Social Security disability case and really needed it for like 6 or 7 years. And she'd wind up getting a good, they do the back pay thing on it, and it wound up being a good bit of money, and she took care of everybody else first. And she had a big old barbecue, but like I said, I was on second shift, so I had to go to work that night. I said, well, just save me some of that Boston butt, And then, they had to party or whatever, and I guess the party too much, like, that's why I don't like Social Security disability. And I don't take it myself. I don't want nothing to do with it. I did take, I had a disability case myself, because of this, because of his death, and it just threw me off. I mean, completely threw me off. And sent me into a pretty bad state of mind and state of being. And, when these people get the money, they've been hiding or just, worrying about people telling on them or whatever. Every time they go to get up or something, if it's a back injury or if it's whatever, it's just something that you're waiting on, and you got to wait a long time. And you finally do get, some money, and it's usually 5 digits, 20, 30, 40, 50, $60,000 sometimes for the back pay on it. And, hey, Courtney, how you doing? And, they all of a sudden they got this money, they got the freedom to be, to go outside. And many of them, I looked up the statistics on this, by the way. Many of them just wind up dying inside the first 3 months. Most people when they get on Social Security, regular old people Social Security at the age of 65, and all on to 67 even, they wind up dying within 6 months, and not of old age. Because we're, that part's because we're creatures of habit. I think with the Social Security disability, it's because you just, it's like a relief. You got some freedom. You you cut loose. You got a little bit of money, and oh wow, I heard that, Darlene. But in her case, that was true. I was just looking at the stats. It did not say how the people died or anything. But anyway, I can honestly say she died living. She died happy. And for being so sad all her life and taking on so many things, responsibility for so many things that wasn't her responsibility. And I was just very, very appreciative all the time of her, that apology. And we stayed friends after that. No matter what jackass she married, no matter what. And it wasn't like I couldn't do no wrong. If I did something wrong, she'd be the first one to tell me, because she was also a mentor of mine. And she wasn't going to let me be anything less than I was. But if I did something good, it was I was supposed to. And that's where I get that from. A lot of the hard line, you want to say tough love, but it's just reality love, so to speak. When you do something you're supposed to do, you're not supposed to get patted on the back. And when you fuck up, you need to be told you fucked up. Unless how do you move on from it? She's always good with solutions. But I can honestly say she died living. I can say my mom died living, even though, yeah, I believe she was killed by that flu shot. And Jessica died living. You know, John Gwynn here, he died living, doing the best he could. All the people, my brothers, Mike, the Cube brothers out there, they all took the vaccine just because they were diehard liberals. And they took it just because they hated Trump, you know, and all 4 of them died from doing that. And a lot of people did that, you know, took the vax for political reasons. And then there were some of us that were forced into it. And that's what I'm kind of getting at. This life is yours. They don't tell you that. Then they say it, but they don't, you know, it's kind of like one of them things people say, you know, like there's a Santa Claus and all this kind of shit, gonna bring some presents if you're good. But it's yours. Now we're born, we live, and we die. You can't ask where to be born, you know, I want to be born with this family or that family or whatever. You can't control that. And you really don't control your death. And some people take their own lives. I'm not talking about that, you know what I mean. You don't really know when death's coming. So living, that was the only choice that was yours, that you could do something with. And look what they did, they stole it. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, no matter how good you got it, or if you're working 5 jobs right now, and bless you if you are, or you like me, just said, fuck it, I'm going to walk away from this shit. It's a slave. It's slavery. It's tax slavery, which turns into debt slavery. And when they control the wages and the price of stuff, you're going to go into debt. And a lot of reasons, hey Sherry, how you doing, honey? A lot of the reasons why people go into debt is because of the advertising. And you see what the Joneses got. Oh, the Joneses has got a new car. The Joneses has got this. They got that. Just put some new aluminum Venetian blinds in the house, which I never have. Anyway, hey Sandra, how you doing, honey? And though you want things, and we don't have no patience to wait for them. And that's why I always look back at the first 10 years of my life, and we didn't have jack shit. And you had to wait for anything that you wanted, or you just, wow, you was happy somebody else had it. And if they had something, they probably shared with you, or let you ride the bike, or remember those songs, you know, I got a brand new pair of roller skates, and you got a brand new key. So you both could roller skate, see? Or you couldn't, if you didn't work together. And hey, Pi, what's going on, brother? That's something that you're going to have to find inside yourself on how to take that back. And I don't mean take it back a little bit at a time. I mean, you need to take your life back. You think I'm sad and hurt all the time? Well, you know what? You goddamn right. But I'm also happy and healthy. I like to show the good times, but I'm mostly in the woods when I do that, and I don't have no signal, so I can't just show you that. But well, just like this morning, you know, I told myself, Bill, you can't let another Thanksgiving go by. Even though I tried it a couple years ago, you can't let it go by. And just your sister would be putting her foot right up your damn ass. She'd be telling you that you're not living, boy. What's your problem? You know, why you doing this over me of all people? And so there you go. You know, I got up, I went out, and what did I find? I found a ton of honey mushrooms like I'd never seen before in my life. My mycelium must be running through that whole bottom. I mean, I found 4 patches. The first patch, I filled up 2 bags. I've got about 30, 35, maybe even 40 pounds wet mushrooms, because I had to hump them back, so I know about how much they weigh. Well, you know, hey Ed, how you doing, brother? And that you know, the waking up, well, thank you, Pi. That waking up thing, that's another, I think that's just some psyop sometimes. All these things we know are going on around us, Darlene. I think sometimes we're either in denial or, now, you know, I'm not going to use no terms like Maganites and all that kind of stuff, but, you know, with people that believe certain people, it's because they wanted something to happen, and they'll wait for one little bitty thing. And they'll, look at the one little thing right here, and make it a big thing. They just don't know what else to do. They're not living for themselves. They're thinking somebody else is going to take care of something. Or maybe they have a little bit of darkness inside of them they need to go shed some light on. But that's them. And I've been learning to, wow. You know, I've always leaned kind of right wing, but I mean, you're just going to sit there and lose good people out of my life, whether it's in Facebook or it's in the physical realm out here in the real world. Because of some bullshit, some psyop, some crap. That's why I say, I can't tell you how to live. I can't tell you what to do about, what to believe, even. I've just always wanted to feel it was a good thing, no matter what the situation was, whether I was in trouble, I just get out of jail, I just lost a pet, I just lost a family member, I just scratched a $50 lottery ticket, just had some good sugar to put in my coffee, I bust my ass, I come back home with a beautiful harvest from the mother, being very, very gracious and giving. Just want to show it to you because it's a way of living. It's my way of living. And I'm going to do it no matter what. I've already made up my mind about a bunch of things, and they're very serious things. You won't ever catch me in a hospital. I'm already over 60. I'm 61. And I've lived a full life. You say, Bill, you got responsibilities. You got people out here that care for you. You got people that are pulling for you. Well, then you would know me then, and you would know that that's not something I'm going to do. I've lost my aunt and uncle to the hospital. Just went to the hospital for simple things, a cracked rib and to get some skin taken off a toe, dead. My mom, the medical industry, takes a flu shot, dead. My sister, the prescription medication they got her did not mix with alcohol. She choked to death in her sleep, dead. My grandmama, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and the shit they give them for that kind of stuff, dead. John Gwynn goes into the hospital, thought something was wrong with his gallbladder. They give him something, he comes out, he's only got 10% heart. He's dead. You see what I'm saying? I don't trust it, so that's me. Now, I'm not going to bother with it, and I do appreciate it when people give advice. I come out here and I say, oh, I pulled my back or something like that. And they say, well, Bill, a hot shower and then a nice ice pack on the back of the neck. And I'm like, a hot shower? You damn right, that'd be nice. But you know what? I really don't, I do miss a hot shower, but I don't miss that fluoride water. Yeah, you know, it's like things that you can do that you take for granted. Okay? So hot water, a shower, being able to cook your food right away on the stove, all those kind of things. I live day to day, and I live my way, and it's me, and I like this. I love this. I love this. I love being me. I love being who I love finally getting to be my own man, so to speak. And, but that's not the only things you need to be worrying about taking for granted. I want you to seriously think about this weekend, y'all. The people that are around you. The old uncle that's always talking shit. And the more beers he has in a paper cup, the more of an asshole he becomes. He might not be there no more. Maybe you think right now, oh yeah, if old Uncle Bob over there would just kill over, my life would be better. Then again, go change him. Or matter of fact, you can't change nobody. You can only change yourself. Change your heart about that. When you look at your kids over this weekend, if you still got your mom and pa, anybody in the family, your siblings, no matter what the fuck was a problem, they could be gone in an instant. You're not going to probably have that much to eat, or it's probably not going to be that good with Thanksgiving. Don't focus the Thanksgiving around the meal. Don't focus it around the festivities. Focus it around the family. Focus it around the people that you love. You know, they might not be there. They might not make it to Thanksgiving, even. It's a real good time in our lives to be awake, like Darlene said. But it's also a good time in our lives to show some love. We're having to be on the edge all the time. We're on the defense right now, whether you believe it or not. We're under a constant fear campaign that keeps us from thinking and reasoning and feeling anything other than the fucking fear. Not this tribe. If nobody else will tell you, I tell you right now, you love the people around you this weekend. You make sure you at least get in a handshake, but get in a hug. Get a hug on them people that don't like to be hugged. I used to love to do that to my old bastard-ass Uncle Charles. I'd give him a hug. He couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand it, you know. No staunch ass on me. I think he's 90-something years old. But anyway, and just think about the fact that there was one point in your life that you did love them, that they had done something special for you. They are your parents. That is your siblings. No matter what, that's your fucked up family. Nobody else is going to fuck with them, no, are they? Yeah, that's the way my family was. He said, man, my two bigger sisters would beat the shit out of me all the time until I was 12 years old, by the way. Started swinging back. But you let nobody else touch me. My little sister, you know, she wouldn't, if old girl broke my heart or something, she'd be all on them, you know. But they didn't always act like that towards you. You never know it. And you're not going to know what the world's like without them until they're not here. And you can trust me on this. You got plenty of time to find that out. You don't want to find it out. But I will say, that phone call I made to my mom 3 days before she went home, she really let things go. And I accepted the things that she let go. I didn't, the devil's in the details on stuff like that. And she just broad stroked the fact that, hey, son, I'm sorry. And I said, hey, Mom, it's okay. So when she passed away, yeah, I was sad. I was fucking mad. I knew something was up. But she died my friend. And I don't want y'all to have to feel that, but you're going to feel it. And I'm sorry about that. And some of you already are. Some of you felt it, and you felt it at levels that I won't even understand, probably. And some of y'all have lost your significant other. And that's something I don't know. I would have liked to have lost a couple of them. But not that way. Just lost a memory of them, maybe. But there you go. But you want to be friends with people when they go. You don't want any baggage left. You don't want any regrets. You don't want to, it's either something that you should have said or something that you shouldn't have said. Most of the time it's something that you should have said. Like, hey, it's all good. I'm sorry for whatever my part was in this, but I fucking love you. I'm glad you're alive. I'm glad you're here at the end of it all, like Frodo and Samwise when they was right there at Mount Doom in the lava. You know, he was there, knew they was going to die, but he said, I'm glad that you're here with me at the end of it all. And I'm glad to be here with y'all at the end of it all. And I told y'all 1,000 times, if you're alive today, you're supposed to be. But shit happens. But I've come to find out, just like I wrote in the title, the only hard part, the only difficult part, the only impossible part about our lives is living them our way, doing shit we want to do, not petty stuff, not selfish stuff, just the whole thing. How many of y'all don't want to be in the city? How many of y'all don't want to have to be stuck to the time clock no matter how much you bring home? Hey Joseph, how you doing, brother? Well, I saw about that fire. How many of y'all look forward to where they're trying to push us to? How many of y'all enjoy going to the grocery store even when the prices was low and picking from stuff you don't know where it come from, or a canned good, or some processed meat? You don't know whose granny's in there. You don't know what's in there. How many of you would like to be having your own food at least a part of the time? Having money that you could just put away, like in a shoebox or in a drawer somewhere. How'd you like to have people around you that you didn't have to worry about stealing from you or hurting you? Because everything comes down the selfish part of our lives comes from this advertised death style that we buy every frigging day. Every frigging day we buy this stuff. Most people are not even living their life. They're living what they've been advertised that life is. And they figured out how to advertise to us. They're pretty damn good at it. That Edward Bernays, that's a son of a bitch right there, ain't he? Him and David Rockefeller. But wow, they're dead. We're not. Your family that you're going to be around here the next few days, they're alive. I want you to remember that. Because it means a lot. Now, I don't have any. I got my little sister left. All the strong women in my life are gone. And I'm talking about from my grandmama to my kid. You're talking about a big sister and mama, grandmama, spirit mother. And I've had great people in my life. Great people. Paul Anderson, he's gone. All these people, and they've left an imprint on me. And it's why I am and who I am today. These people have done that for you. So even if you just got to pick up the phone and they're going to be grouchy or they're not going to be very receptive, you make sure that you tell all these people that have made you who you are today. You tell them that you love them. Now, I'm not telling you to go over to people that's abused you or hurt you or shit like that. Yeah, but you don't have to call them up half drunk and say, fuck you, motherfucker. Get some liquid courage and go on the rampage. But even now, matter of fact, I would put them at the top of the list if you really wanted some kind of spiritual payback. I got a sister, and I've said this every year this time of year. I don't mention her name because of what happened, and I don't really care about a lot of things. I'm me, and I do me. But I ought to do that with her, just to say I did. I don't, as much as I mess up, or as foul-mouthed as I could be, or dumb as I could be about smoking cigarettes, but knowing all the things that'll heal a person, I would like to always be better at something. And I'd like to be the one that could ease problems in a family, bring people together. And I have. I tried this most of my life. Out here, I've never succumbed to the pressures of being on the side or having to be liked. I'd rather be loved than be liked. I'd rather ask forgiveness than permission. It's kind of like that. But I'd rather be loved than be liked. I'd rather be respected than be, known. And I don't have to know everybody. It's just the people that I do know, I want to know them very well. I like people to be in my life, but this world it's a son of a bitch, ain't it? And I've isolated myself, and I kind of understand that now. And I've been working on that. I go out with baby girl nowadays. I don't go to the woods by myself. Nah, I'm kidding. I try to be more sociable. I try to meet and greet people in a different kind of way. I've never been paranoid about people, but I've been afraid of y'all for a long time. And what was I afraid of? I was afraid of what they would see in me. What would they see in me? All the things I was told from a little guy since I can remember on up till I figured it out on my own, just a fucking piece of white trash, I'm fine. The actions of a person is what defines that person. Your actions this weekend will further define who you are. If everybody's expecting you to be a certain kind of way, be just the opposite. Hey, Yvonne, how you doing? Good deal, sister. That'd be good. Rewatch is always better anyway. But, and I guess when it comes down to it, we have everything stacked against us right now. They control the food, the water, the healthcare. Wow. That's like, if that's one I ain't even mentioned. Our the price of things and how much we make. I just mentioned that. There's so much control of us. The only way you can break free of that is to do it, actually, but it's to go outside of the norm. Like I said, what you're expected to do. Like this Christmas. Like tomorrow will be Thanksgiving and it's Black Friday and all the sales and everything's going to be cheap. It's either going to be something that's new that's going to cost way more than it's worth, because it's next year's stuff, like the games, all the tech stuff, or it's going to be last year's stuff, and that's why it's, buy one, get 3 free on the socks and stuff like that. But that's them people that's doing this shit to us. So fuck them. Go to a yard sale. Find something that these people that you care about in your life, that they like. With me, it's glass. It'd be easy for me. You just go find a damn old mason jar and say, well, shine it up a little bit, clean it up, put a nice zinc lid on top of it, and say, Merry Christmas, Bill. I'd be happier than shit. That would be something that would get used. Now, I'll remind you that $80 on the 100 goes in the trash during Christmas for stuff you buy trying to think about what they want. Don't buy from these people. They tried to starve us out, so we need to starve them out. That's the kind of fight fire with fire I believe in. Now do unto others as they did unto you. But I tell you what, they're not going to treat you like you want to be treated. We're never going to get a fair shake. This ain't going to get no better. And that's why it's the best time to use this holiday season for what they say it's about. Family, bonding, giving, loving, eating some good food, even if it's not what you can normally get. And I hate the pressure that's on a lot of you, especially a lot of you sisters out there that do the cooking. Well, you brothers nowadays, that's fine. I used to do the cooking myself. Matter of fact, me and my mom used to change up Thanksgiving, because she was always in the Lonely Hearts Club, and I was in there part-time, and then I finally got in here full-time. It'd just be me and her on Thanksgiving, and her dog Ike and my dog Herman. And one year we did ribeye steaks. And of course, that'd be a luxury these days. We just change it up. Turkey and dressing, yum, yum. I don't really care for turkey, but anyway, that's traditional. It's also the tradition to have somebody that's going to be the asshole or somebody you don't want to be around. Break that cycle. And for nothing else, do it for yourself. You do it for you. Because I'm not going to sit there and say because your life matters. Well, I know that. Or you deserve to be treated good and as a good person that you are. I already know that. You just do it for you. Because, wow, surprises are a good thing sometimes. And hey, Brian, how you doing, brother? If I didn't say hey already, sorry about that. And hey, Benny. And, cause that surprise, that saying you love somebody, that hugging that person that don't like being hugged, that having a gift that's not some corporate bought crap, that's you changing the world. You get it? You say you can't change the world. Not the whole fucking world. But you can change the world around you by being a little bit different this year. By just going against the norm. The stereotypical, that things that they count on us doing. Count on us buying. Count on us living. Count on us dying. All that stuff. The whole work, buy, consume, die. Work, buy, consume, die. Break that cycle. You're going to be tired, but don't look like you're tired. You're going to be frustrated. Don't be that. Don't be frustrated. You want to drink something, drink. But let me tell you something. Drinking, that's why I just tell you what, the day most people die on is January the 1st. So just think about that and drinking. That's like amateur night. I know, but wow. That's something, you could just pretty much do without. But if it makes you feel a little bit easier or go tough on a joint, you're grown folks. Maybe your dad or that asshole uncle or that crabby ass aunt, or that salty damn sibling. Well, you're a pothead. Wow, you ain't. I love you though. Even when I'm stoned, I love you. Especially when I'm stoned. Just don't tell them you got to get stoned to love them. Make it look right. Make it look natural. No, you make it look real, because it will be real. And that'll be the last thing I'll leave you with here, and I'm going to get back out there and get the rest of them honey mushrooms up. I love being a mushroom daddy. I don't even got to prove it no more. It's time for you to be the real you. It always was, but this is the time. Because if nothing else, you can look this fucking sad-ass world in the face and stick up a bird finger and say, fuck you, I'm going to be me. I'm going to be free. You be free this weekend. You love everybody around you like they ain't going to be there no more. And have a good time. Have a damn good time. Please, if you can, stick it to the corporations. I don't care if you got kids. They gonna tear the shit up any damn way. What the hell? And if it's baby stuff, well, get the baby stuff from the other two babies. Wow, man, you don't gotta get new. Only people buy new baby stuff is for their first baby. And that's where they're changing the diaper every 30 minutes until they realize a box of diapers and that $50 could have been some ribeye steak. Or maybe one. But you know what I'm saying. Buy something out of love. Buy some time. Man, I wish we could buy time, don't you? But buy something that would have you spending time with them. Anything different than the norm. Because the norm, or the new norm, is the reason why we're here right now. We should have broke these cycles a long time ago and been celebrating these fake-ass holidays with fake-ass smiles and real tears afterwards. Or hangovers. I do it for you. You can do it. Anyway, I love y'all. I hope you have one hell of a fucking weekend being you and telling everybody that you love them. You ladies, you put lipstick all over their ass. You brothers out there, you love them back. Everybody in between, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can. Peace. Don't live in fear. And happy Thanksgiving.